feast or famine.
And honestly, it feels like a huge amount for relies on Xiaohu. I mean, that's your sole engage tool. That's the sole person that can try and set up for these fights. And Xiaohu hasn't been performing. When you look at him coming in towards Worlds, I think a lot of people are like, no, this is the moment Xiaohu.
There real quick, so Weibo should know what's going on.
I really want to see if Vin can actually hold that wave off the turret, though, because he TP'd back and the Shy had no buy.
Immediate flash engage coming out from On as Crisp is forced to flash away. He's nearly killed, but he keeps himself alive just a little bit longer. It's first blood. Back over to the rail as BLG.
There's a lot of control in his back pocket for that, but Weiwei hovering. Shun is available.
Yeah, Shun recalling nearby, but Weiwei's gonna dash forward. As you can see, Shun now coming in to reinforce Bin, but he's burning up the equalizer over the top.
Towards something like a Hex Drinker, when you're against a lane bully like Rumble, you want to rush towards it, but there's an AD carry, you know, jungler style here.
Weiwei gonna be engaged on here as Shun goes in. The Vi ulti leads the charge, but now in the back line, they're still keeping him alive. Weiwei getting away. He makes his way to the blast cone, and Weiwei survives the counterattack. Where's it at from Weibo? They're not gonna get anything back for it, but the fact that there's no kill for BLG was huge. Now Xiaohu's coming in looking to lock down Yagao. He tries to get away. Skin of the weekend gonna work. The Shy flashes over, and he burns them all up. A double kill back to the top laner from Weibo.
Oh, it's going again. It's going again.
We're not done. Bin falls in the 1v1. Rift Herald of the game here. As soon as it spawns, Weibo's gonna be taking that as the Shy just picks up another one. This man is on a mission today.
Get the vision. It's your standard play for the support, but not on the jungle, and they're not having a top laner.
Pop Blossom lands. They tie him up in the tangle barbs, and Weiwei's ready to bring him down. Alley-oop. The kill goes over to Light. I think you win these 2v1s. He's going to go ahead, drop the equalizer to zone Yagao away, turns on the flame spitter as Shun goes in for the ulti. They try to wombo combo him down, and the shutdown goes over to Yagao. But what about the counterpunch? The TP comes in from Xiaohu. It's Weibo using the Herald here in the bottom lane to force down that tier 1 turret. On gets thrown up in the air. The Pop Blossom's ready to make sure it gets done. And Xiaohu picks up his first kill of the game. 7-2 here, 18.5 minutes in.
They're just going to start it. They're not going to give Elk the time to heal up.
All right, BLG are going to have to try to stand and stop this. Ulti flies out from Aphelios, but the Moonlight Vigil will not connect on anybody, so Weibo's just going to walk this one back away. They're not so far ahead, they can just hard force Baron, so they don't want to throw the game. Shun now in danger, knocked up into the air, equalizer over the top. Shun is down, and Weiwei's the one to put him there. Now can they find any more?
Pushing
No.
out top wave, but now he's going to move over towards mid because they're nervous about a pit, but the equalizers are insane.
Elk having to pop the ulti here with the very start, now flashing away to survive as Light goes in aggressively to take out the enemy AD carry. On's going to get burned up next as Xiaohu pops the Pop Blossom defensively, and Bin's health bar's going to drop next. The Shy leads the charge, and Shun heads right back into the base.
Giving him no room to breathe at any turn. They're looking for more.
Weiwei with the flash engage, the knock up on Yagao, and the Shy gets him with the flame spitter to finish the job. Shun's back underneath those Nexus turrets. They still have the entire rest of the team dead, only On just now respawning.
Feels like for Weibo, you're in a great spot, and not going to find Bin yet.
Yeah, Bin's going to be in some trouble here. The Shy has backup from Crisp. The Maul's going to keep Ben alive for an extra second, but as soon as that flame spitter comes back up, Xiaohu makes his rotation over. The Shy popping the stasis just to make sure. It got a little bit dicey there for a second.
Not much you can do here. I mean, the only reason it was really close is because they was all AP, but they're going to look for a pick.
Crisp is the target, and they already got him. It cost a lot of ultis to do it, so Weibo now might look for something, despite the fact that they've immediately lost a man. They go for the knockup, but it won't hit Shun. Tries to engage on Xiaohu, immediately goes golden to get himself away. Flashing right back out of the scan of the week, as now Weiwei's coming in from the side. A lot of damage back onto Shun, and he's going to die to Xiaohu. Light now free-firing back onto On, who engages without support from the rest of the team. Weiwei's going to do the same, but Weiwei is fed, and BLG's dead. Ben can't get out. Light's gonna put him in the ground. Weiwei jumps in over the wall. Elk is the last man standing, but he's Xayah without an ulti. It's gonna be a hard job to get away from this when he tries to do it, but Weiwei's got a lot of damage resistance. Weibo, get it done. Game number 1. It's a stomp here in the semifinals, and they're gonna start this series off strong.
Weibo want to tell a different story here today, taking down BLG in style and making sure that everyone needs to take notice of the LPL 4
Earlier, Zale, these 4 champions that all just want to push, that all don't have a lot of great methods to defend themselves if you catch them while they're pushing, with junglers both being able to have incredibly effective ganks very early on with the Vi and the Maokai.
Yeah, Chris stepped up so early and took so much damage from the BLG bot lane. The Shy should live, but we'll see.
The Shy just got solo killed for first blood. Bin will die to the turret after. This. Let's see, Wei Wei and the Shy. How are they going to get it done? The Shy's going to take the aggro here at the start with the World Ender. Counter strikes back up. Bin survives for the time being, but now Xiaohu's coming through. Bin falls, and the Shy gets the money. The turret's not going to find any sort of a target afterwards, but Yagal's coming up from the river. The Shy's Aatrox to other ones. Never mind, we got a dive coming out here in the mid lane. They don't even need to dive him. They throw him back away
BLG
from the
starting this up. They're going to try to take this Herald, but the Shy is coming.
Yep, the thing is, Xiaohu can't join up with the TP. They do find the Chains of Corruption here in the bottom lane, but now the Shy's ready to go and jump in on the fight. Wei Wei getting back away, but now Bin's trying to bring him down. Shun's gonna be super low here too. Bin grabs the kill on Wei Wei as they still can't kill Shun yet. The Shy finally picks it up, and now Xiaohu's ready to help his top laner try to turn it around. But Yagal's made his way into the fight. He won't find abscond of duck. The Shy sidesteps, and Bin's ready for the counter strike yet again. Arrow from across the map, but it goes between the uprights.
Look at Ocean Dragon as BLG.
BLG throwing out the engage, and they immediately find the pick under Crisp following the take of the objective.
Varus Ashe.
Yep.
And it's been so much about this bot lane dominance. Wei Wei up towards this top side. Shun's here as well, though.
Yeah, Shun just jumps over the wall. We're going to get two different 1v1s. The Maokai ulti comes back up into the top lane, and now Bin's going to be the focus here at the very start. Buy ulti, trying to buy enough time for the Jax, but it won't work. Arrow comes in from downtown, but Shun's got to run as Yagao wants to make his way up into the mid. Fires off the ulti from all the way back in his own jungle. Elk's going to tank the first one of those. Bin steps up for the counter-strike. Immediate stun and immediate disengage. They don't want to allow the Shy to put that lead back into the bottom lane. Wei Wei's the target, and BLG hit the mark. They're going to follow it up with a stolen Maokai ulti as Shun's ready to engage with a Vault Breaker. Everfrost locks him down. BLG's going to town. The turret might get one back, but not quite yet. They almost get Shun away, but they'll trade it for Xiaohu nonetheless. First turret's going to follow.
But he found nothing.
Meanwhile, back on live, Crisp is dead. Elk on a killing spree, 3-0 and 2 here on the Bear.
Where there's an Asho or a Varusol, the Yagao are in the corner.
Yeah, the Shy's coming in. This is the power point for Weibo. This is the guy they want to try to play around. Beautiful stun out of Xiaohu as he tries to take the blast cone over the wall. Azir ultis fly back and forth as Xiaohu goes into the stasis, but he will not survive. Yagal takes the kill as the Shy spreads his wings, but the World Ender runs out. The volley, perma-slowing Weibo's members as they try to disengage this on, continuing putting the arrows into them. BLG don't need to chase it anymore. They already won. They got the Drake. They got the kill.
BLG get everything, and there was even a wave if they want to try to find any sort of way to come back.
Well, the Shy goes in for Shun here, but that could be a problem because Yagao is also nearby. He steals away the World Ender, and now he's ready to show the Shy how it's done. Shun gets the kill.
Or that inevitable fourth dragon fight, and hope they can turn around something now.
Well, they're going to try to turn it on Bin. Xiaohu has his 2-item power spike. The Aatrox of the Shy doing the same. Bin's not long for this world. The Jax, again, it's been a rough game, a rough couple of games so far for Bin. 2-4-1 here with the Dragon Soul that's going to be coming up soon as Shun comes into the mid lane, and things go from bad to worse for Light. That's his first death of the game.
Well, things get even harder.
Exactly. That's the big thing before these fights. Sylas versus Maokai. Sylas always wants to get that high-value ulti. There's so many choke points that you can use at him when you're fighting for these neutral objectives. It's a little bit of a poke war back and forth. The arrow misses from On's Ashe, and that means it's an opportunity for Weibo to look for something, but they're not going to get it here just yet. Shun disengaging as the Chains of Corruption fly out. Now ready to re-engage back with the Shy. He'll get stunned after the counter-strike. The Shy is down, and BLG got the kill. That's the most important player from Weibo, and BLG are in the driver's seat.
He never got the Gore Drinker off, so he never got that big activation of the health alongside the World Ender. So it means now BLG in position, Elk taking free shots. Crisp is low alongside Wei Wei.
The Varus and Ashe, the two archers, just riddling these guys with arrows. Elk again with a piercing arrow over the wall. Bin coming in from behind. Wei Wei wants to jump in, but the Maokai's just gonna get chopped. Bin's ready to bring it in as they have to disengage once more on Weibo's side. Summoner spells are down for Light. Crisp is nearly dead too. Xiaohu's got no HP. Infernal Soul to BLG. Flash over the wall from Elk. A rampage for the Bears.
Start up these fights unless they can get some sort of a flanking TP. But there's not really any good wards for them, so there's not really any opportunity for them to do it, and Yagao now going to throw out that ulti, just zone them off the tower.
Exactly, they've already got the cannon minions with the Baron buff. They're trying to get the opportunity to go in, but now a nice shuffle from Xiaohu. They're finally going to get the kill. Elk takes one with him as he dives. The Shy fighting Bin off to the side. The shutdown credit went back over to the Caitlyn, but Xiaohu dies right after. Yagao goes on a rampage. Blast Cone gets shut away for safety. It's a 2-for-1 trade. BLG still come out on top. but they're still trying to push here too. On is hurt.
The siege, it might be broken though, unless Bin can make it happen.
The Shy here with the front line, locked down. Sterix keeps him alive for an extra second. He's still trying to walk away, but Bin gets him. Counter-strike, flash forward into the double kill. Light tries to run away, but Bin is not done yet. Counter-strike still ready to go. He jumps back in for the triple kill. BLG bounce back in game number 2. Crisp is alive, but it's a Lux against the whole team. Shun forces him to flash back into the fountain now as BLG continue their push. They've only got a couple of minions, but the next wave is reinforcing. They don't quite have the energy to end it yet. They know Xiaohu is about to spawn, so Weibo are going to get one more chance.
Every single game, the top laner that falls behind early suddenly bounces back and has this miraculous recovery. But hang on.
Xiaohu going in, seeing if he might be able to pick off these stragglers. Yagao wanted to punish him for it, but no! The shutdown for Xiaohu takes out the enemy mid lane.
Is going to be what everyone is looking towards. That is up in 2 minutes here, and Xiaohu in trouble.
Xiaohu, he made the pick earlier. He gets picked now. Shun finding him at the point and click power of the vibe.
To deal lethal damage.
No Baron required. The Shy has to fall back behind the only remaining Nexus turret now. It's barely standing, and BLG are keeping the push alive. The Maokai ulti finally summoned up for Weiwei, as they'll be able to force the retreat from BLG, if only for a moment. Elk and Shun stepping out of the way of the laser, as Elk tries to escape the Shy, but the Q3 Gore Drinker gets him kill credit going over to Weiwei. That's a big shutdown, as Bin falls too. It's 2 dead on the side of BLG, and Weibo might have found their chance. Vaultbreaker to disengage, on trying to escape from the Aatrox, but the Infernal Chains bring the pain! A shutdown of the Xiaohu!
When you need him most, it's like
now.
this is bad.
He might just try to disengage it. What is going on? This is a mess. Bin will spend as much of their time as he can, counter-strike to buy some time, while the rest of the team goes after the Elder. Bin with his Onion's Hourglass to escape the ace in the hole. Weiwei's trying to go in and steal away the Elder Drake. They're going to kill him instead. Shun goes into Rampage, killing him. It's traded back away for Bin, but the Elder goes over to the remaining 4 players of BLG. They're fired off. They're trying to buy enough time to survive here. That Elder Drake is so ferocious. Light takes a little bit of damage. The arrow spam's gonna come through. Maokai ulti lands. The Shy's your first target. Sterix ain't gonna save him. The Elder Dragon finds its first victim. Shurima Shuffle won't do it anyway. BLG will find the win, find the Nexus, and find their first game of the series.
BLG battle back strong in game number 2 off of the heroics from Elkin on in the bot
Throwback
lane.
to like 2021 when EDG won, and this was like all the Flandre
It's
won
fair
with.
stop.
But like, it is something that like in Chinese solo queue is huge, both in mid and top. Like, you play a ton of this Graves, you go for this double lifesteal build, going for
BLG's full 5, Weibo's full 5. Keeper's Verdict looking to make the ejection, but Elk with a save on. Weiwei jumps into the middle. He's stolen away the Rift Herald. Yagao wants to find him and get something back as Ben goes into the back line, but it's first blood over to Yagao. BLG might lose their mid laner now in response. He flashes away from the rain of arrows to stay. All right, On's going to try to keep him off. As the Drake is started up, Elk with a save, making sure that the Unleashed power cannot kill off the Caitlyn. Weibo know that they would be 4v5 in this. The Shy is their strongest dude, and he's on the other side of the rift, so this should be Drake traded away for Herald. Weibo again continuing along this line of flood your team with as much gold as you can get, using the Rift Herald immediately here in the mid lane. Wanted to crack the tier 1 turret, but BLG is stepping up. The tier 1's gonna fall. Scatter the Weak misses. Now Yagao's ready to go in. He drops the smoke. They try to engage, but Weiwei's doing a great job stopping him. He immediately kills off Shun as Weibo try to regroup, and it's BLG not getting anything. Piercing arrow flies out to find
Bin coming in over the wall will be spotted, but honestly, for the moment, with Weibo positioned like this, Weibo in the front, it's not impossible for BLG to get in, especially Yago has no flash, has to use the stun.
The engage coming out from the buy as Shun just immediately gets shut down, but they will trade him away for Weiwei. Both junglers out of the picture, but Weibo still gets that tier 1 turret, the objective that they came for, going even on kills.
And that's the thing, if you're going to play this front
Coming
to
around
back,
from the side, Caitlyn traps have been placed down, but Weiwei's always going to be the guy eating the cupcake. Ocean Drake started up, a little bit of poke coming out as On loses half HP. Yagao posing a threat here from the side, wants to try to distract him long enough here for the Drake to be claimed by the rest of the team, but Shun's going to be killed. Weiwei's in the pit, Light kills off Shun, the Drake will be claimed by Weibo, and the fight's still going. Ben wants to fight back, but he ain't going to find anybody here just yet. Ocean Drake over to Weibo finally, as Weiwei goes in for the tackle on On, but he won't get him as he goes back over the wall, and now Yagao having to run from the Shy. It's a 12 gauge goodbye! And to close the distance to this objective, but here. The Shy's ulti doesn't have the damage there to kill off the BLG AD carry. But remember that Bin's still dead for another 10 seconds. Enchanted Crystal Arrow has found Yagao. The follow-up CC, Scout of the Week. And Yagao is the one who eats another face full of buckshot. The Shy absolutely dominating this game here.
It becomes so difficult to try and find that answer. We already saw how desperate they looked trying to take the tier 1 on bot, and now they need to try and defend the tier 2, but it's gone.
Here's the TP though. This is going to be the final fight, I think, potentially.
All right, Yagao needs to find a massive angle here as immediately it's like getting engaged on with a Vi ulti, followed up from the damage with Yagao. Wei now trying to get away, but Bin leads the charge here in the A truck. Shun can't keep chasing any further. Chris trying to escape the Akali, but he can't do it quite yet. Bin has no damage, has no chance. These guys safe, but it's so difficult when the power of Weibo is so far past what they've got. BLG forced back into their own jungle, control over the bot side river for Weibo, control over the Drake for Weibo. Yagao and on trying to come in as Shun's going to be stopped. The steadfast presence, they knock him right back in the pit. Bin's been killed by Chris Pop to the left. The Shy goes in. On gets safe for a moment, but now Elk could pay the price. The Shy continuing the chase with Wei right behind him as Yagao in the back looking for life, but the Akali has no damage. He can't get the assassination. It's the Drake. It's 2 kills. A TP up into the base. They do not want to stop yet. The 2-man TP. On should drop here next. Xiaohu hits him with the orb. Weibo, the game 3 draft. 3 different marksmen, 1 frontliner, and a 13-4 absolute obliteration of BLG. Weibo move on to match point.
And 1 game away from reaching finals. What a performance from Weibo.
They have been incredible today. You know, generally when they play it against Renekton, and generally when I've seen it played against Jax, it is about the cleanse.
I mean, this is the first top lane Quinn we've had in 3 years at Worlds. So 2020
That's
Worlds
crazy.
was the last time we see it, and I think this is a really, really cool matchup to
But he
see.
couldn't push in the wave. He actually had to back off, and he's going to have to spend his DP on a completely screwed top wave to try to crash that in, because he didn't have any info on where Weiwei was. So it's definitely a tough spot now for Bin. Spends that TP, is walking back, and we'll see if he can fix it as they're taking Dragon.
They're taking Dragon, but Weiwei's at half HP. Yagao's rotating over. Shun ready to come in over the wall. Weiwei should drop here. The flash has already been used. He wants to try to re-engage, but they have the damage to bring him down. First blood money goes over to Elk, and now Crisp has to try to flash to get away over the wall. Shun's in hot pursuit, and he needs a little bit more for the CC. The Heimerdinger is stunned up and gunned down. Elk gets the first 2 kills of the game.
Now top side.
Oh, Bin's going in. The Shy tries to get away from it. He'll survive the all-in attempt. He knows he can't go much further than just those couple of auto attacks here for the follow-up. As On wants to go on a magical journey. He takes a lot of damage, but he gets away in time. Light down to 400 HP too, as Elk has the red-white guns,
No
and
flash.
Crisp has no flash. Elk just follows him through the tunnel and buries him there. Attack, so BLG call it off.
Chris, though, still stepping up, doesn't have flash. They know that.
Shun, nice aim on the Sejuani ult. He's going to lock down Crisp, and Yagao gets the
I think
kill.
they just went down mid. I don't think anyone was actually in range to get it, but Elk potentially in trouble.
Yeah, Elk had to pop the cleanse already, trying to get away from Light. Now flashing to try to escape Xiaohu. The follow-up, the unleashed power. Xiaohu gets a big shutdown, but it'll cost his life to get it done. Yagao should be the one picking up the money here, and BLG makes it an even trade.
Good punch there from Weibo, but it's a great counter punch, and now Bin, you gotta play this mind game. Can he actually use that counter-strike properly?
Well, survives for now, but the Shy and
Taking them for
Weiwei
redive.
are not done yet. Still stepping
the
up.
way it should for Light and Crisp. The early Dragon fight really caught the Shy out, and this is going to catch him as well.
Yep, Yagao's coming up to try to get the punish here on the Quinn. As Bin jumps in for a little bit more shockwave. Nice moves from the Shy, but they ain't nice enough. Yagao goes on a killing spree.
And now you got Rift Child that's just spawned as well, so at least you
Tier 1
get
as well if Weibo were to start up the Herald. But On is here to help.
Oh, they find the Tempered Fate. On getting in position. Immediate Sejuani ulti over the wall. The Shy just gets punished. Up laner down. That's so much of that mobility around the map removed.
It's given Nivea vibes for the top laner at the moment, but in mid,
Oh, nice shutdown coming out for Weibo. It's Xiaohu getting the kill as Elk is ignited and forced to fall back all the way underneath the tier 1 turret. TP coming in now.
And Yagao was pushing bot lane, and now they're gonna TP on the Shy.
The Shy's the target. Magical Journey coming out for On as they immediately arrive with a TP from Yagao. No way out for the Quinn. The arrow comes in from a long way away, but it's not enough.
In, and then look for picks.
I think it's also been a great performance from On as, okay, there we go, Xiaohu nearly gets the same treatment, but here comes the handsome support.
It's flash for flash, and Xiaohu's gone. On shows up again.
To see if he can take down Weibo here.
Weibo feel like they gotta do something. The Baron's already down to 5,000 HP. Bin's coming in, goes for the stun. Weiwei's found out immediately. Tempered Fate to lock down the enemy jungler. Sejuani ulti's not gonna hit a target. Weiwei still being focused. Elk grabs the kill on him as Bin's going in, looking to chase the Shy all the way out of the fight. Still 2 dead on the side of Weibo, but Xiaohu's about to respawn, and he has TP once he does. Right back onto the Baron go BLG, as On could be in some trouble. He tries to get away from the Harrier procs, but he has to go on a magical journey to do it. BLG are losing HP, and now they have to continue to disengage. Light taking a lot of damage from Yagao. He pops the cleanse, but Yagao dunks him with the ball. Now On might finally die here in the back line, but not quite yet. The Shy will drop instead, and Elk's coming to join the party. BLG only lose their support, and they ace.
And BLG onto the Baron here. Bin gonna be zoning out Weiwei. There's no way in.
Yep, it might be full HP versus 20% HP, but Jax versus Rel, that's gonna favor Jax every single time. Hit him with the helicopter. Tempered Fate. Mid lane, tier 3 turret, already gone. The one in bottom under a lot of pressure. Weibo trying to find any sort of a chance to punish these guys. On again, just so slippery on the Bard. Impossible for them to lock this guy down. 1 death so far the entire game as the Shy gets caught jumping in out of the base gate. Immediately followed up with a Sejuani ulti. The damage over the wall from Elk is enough. It's a 5v4 and BLG is kicking in the door against Weibo. The damage on Light is enough with the shockwave, and that should do it. 2 more down, 2 left to go. BLG wants silver scrapes, and they're gonna take it right here. Chris and Xiaohu can do nothing to defend. The Nexus turrets are reduced to dust, and we are going the distance. It's time for Game 5.
There was no other way that this series could have ended. Game 5 is on the cards. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs of both of these teams, but only one of them will get to advance to
this
the
year. 5-0 on the pick. But it's been so interesting because there's been multiple LPL top laners that you're expecting more of that kind of tank style from. Obviously, Cassante has been really big all worldwide, but 369 as well was like Mr. Ornn, right? And everyone has kind of moved away to the camp for free, and he could look for Azir.
Well, Bin with a nice little knockback onto the Shy, but unfortunately
he just
doesn't have a lot of
flashed on
mana
Azir
left to work with. Now hold on, Xiaohu in some trouble here. Gets stunned up. Yagao following up with the damage, and now the chase gets paid its first blood over to Yagao. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, the 2v2 breaks out. On's in some trouble. So much damage pours in, and Light pierces his heart.
Nicely done. They got that kill on the bot side on. But I was watching on the mini
dropping his twisted advance to further facilitate those dives, and here they go. On throws out the binding, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Elk uses the cleanse, but he's not the target just yet. On having a flash, but he still dies. Elk's going to be hunted down, and Light gets a double kill. Weibo!
Will then have to be getting that past all those frontliners.
Okay, nicely done from Bin. He waited for the Bellows breath so the Shy would not be able to immune the ulti, but now he's looking to keep this going. He goes unstoppable again. Flashback over the wall from the Shy. Q3 comes out from Bin. He doesn't have enough damage just quite yet, but the Cassante takes him down. It's a solo kill for Bin.
It's a dash, bash, but Bin is able to come out on top, and now, with that struggle, they're coming in for mid lane as well.
They go for the Maokai ulti. They find Shun here in the front as they follow it up with a hostile takeover. On's gonna be the first kill, and Weibo are looking for more. They chase after the Sejuani, who does not have his Arctic armor or the Aftershock any longer. Back to live. The Shy is the target yet again. It's a 3-man collapse. Make it 4 with a TP. Yagao goes to the skies. The Shy goes to the dirt. Elk gets the kill.
The Shy was way overextended.
You still don't have the fully evolved Muramana for Yagao's Jace. Lux Laser flies out and finds Light, but that's it. Sejuani ultimate goes right between 2, as now the Maokai ulti's waiting for the counterattack, and Bin TP's into the middle. The Shy's not going to find his engage here yet. Hostile takeover hits the Cassante, and meanwhile the Ornn Horn flies over the top. Binding almost finds Light, but not quite yet. The Shy's here, tanking up in the front, but he's gonna die. Elk gets the kill, and the Shuffle tries to buy a little bit more time. Crisp is gonna be shot through the head as On kites Light away. A double kill back over to Elk, and now it's BLG crushing Weibo. Yagao with an accelerated shock blast, and he'll cut down the tree. Xiaohu at least takes Bin, and he might get a second. The Emperor of Shurima will die before the third as Elk takes Light out of the picture, and BLG get the ace.
BLG take over.
Right back into live, right back into a fight. Maokai ulti flies out, and Shun's under a lot of pressure. The damage flies into the Sejuani, and he dies as hostile takeover finds Yagao. He's shuffled back into Weibo. Massive shutdown over to Light. Weibo just found everything. How the hell
Weibo come back in. They play around the choke, and they're onto the Baron.
Baron started up, 5v3. Bin, Elk, and
Weiwei's
On
low.
have to try to pull off the defense. The Shy down to 10% HP. Weiwei's going to be taken low too. Bin stoning the rest out as the Shy will finally fall. Callista with a ton of spears into the Baron as Elk is under pressure from Xiaohu. Bin is all out, but he's only one man. He goes back in and he finds a kill, but it's still Baron over to Weibo. It's still Bin about to go back over to Weibo. It's Weibo all day.
Weibo gets the
The
Baron.
Shy is bottom. There's no teleport available for the Ornn, and Maokai still has no ulti. Weiwei's the target. They gotta try to keep him away. The Cassante focusing the enemy jungler, going all out to take him all the way to the other side of the jungle. Bin will likely die for this, but they get the Baron on the side of BLG. Weibo get one ulti still spent. Light does not have Callista ulti ready to use here in this fight. Weiwei's gonna get jumped on. Bin goes in. He's all out. He takes the enemy jungler away back over the wall, but he escapes into the sun disc. The Lux ulti comes over the top, and Bin is unstoppable. But what about the fight back in the Drake pit? The handshake onto Shun, who flashes away to stay alive. The dragon is secured. It's stolen away. Callista of Light manages to steal the soul as Yagao wants to turn around, but he can't do it. Light's gonna put one through his R2. It's a double kill back over to the Callista as Xiaohu kills Bin.
Versus 2, the bot lane for BLG needs to make the miracle hold.
It's 15 seconds on Shun. It's Caitlyn Lux against everything. The minions are still coming. The Shy taking a little bit of damage here. They're going to be stunned up. No damage enough just yet. Finally, the Shy's going to drop on an Elk. Still holding on. A little bit more damage from the Luxy. Handshake back at Elk, but he ain't going to die just yet. Shun comes in, but he will not find the ulti connection. They're still getting away. Xiaohu, the ace in the hole comes through, but Crisp does a good job blocking it. Shun still chasing. Light is down. Crisp and Xiaohu running away. TP's coming in. Yagao wants some. Accelerated shock blast doesn't hit, but Crisp is slow. Renata doesn't get away from these. Bailout's not going to bail anything just yet. And Yagao with a counter punch. The coaches have to be on their edge of their seats for either side. Horn summoned. Light Binding's not going to block anybody. Instead, they're just going to collapse it. On is dead. Hostile takeover locks down Shun. It's 2 kills back over to Weibo. BLG is on the run.
That's it.
And Weibo is on the victory march.
They're going to push here. They're going to go for it.
That's where they look to do it.
BLG 3v5. It would take more than a miracle to hold him off here. Bin with a handshake back into the team. He's not going to live through this one. Xiaohu throws out their soldiers, and Yagao loses Guardian Angel. Bin trying to find a little bit of damage onto the Shy, but it ain't going to be enough as Elf tries to go forward with a 90 caliber net, but it doesn't matter. It won't do a damn thing. Weibo, through all the doubt, through all the disbelief, will earn their place in the finals.
The haters are silenced as Weibo find the victory against BLG in Game 5. And for the first time since 2018, the Shy will go back to finals. From 2019, Crisp will go back to finals. And what a fantastic way to do it.
And Xiaohu, one of the most legendary LPL players of all time, will for the first time in his career play on the World Finals stage. Will have the opportunity to get that World Championship, the capstone to his career, the last thing that he hasn't achieved just yet. And what an incredible run it would be.